They say you are what you eat, so I don't eat chicken feet. But I love me some of Grandma's pickled beets. Well, cut it up, put it in the pan, throw it over your shoulder and see where it lands right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Maters, taters, beans and corn, the cows in the barn and the sheep's been shorn, kids in the barnyard chasing Grandpa's chicken. Spices, slices, cuts and dices, gonna slash your grocery prices right here in Farmer's Kitchen. Help you grow your garden good with recipes to suit your mood. Try some grub you've never tried before. Smash it with a wooden mallet, gonna educate your palate. Right here in Farmer's Kitchen, in Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We're gonna cook something good now.
Hello and welcome to the Farmer's Kitchen, and hello, Mrs. Farmer.
Mr. Farmer.
You're looking ravishing as usual.
Thank you. You're looking ravishing also.
How about that? Thank you for lying. Okay. You know what? We're here making bacon. Now, when I say making bacon, we literally made some bacon. We just got this out of the smoker. Now, we leave the skin on, and this is the cutting end on this side, and we cut some really thick pieces of bacon. This is from our most recent pig, Marge, large Marge.
That's right.
And she went in for her makeover a little bit early.
Because she made me mad.
Because she bit Nicki.
That's right.
And Nicki was not happy, so she doesn't have as much fat. This is the leanest pig we've ever had.
That's right. Well, she should have watched herself.
But anyhow, we've got some bacon going. Now, why are these pieces a ½ inch thick? Because
that's how you
that's
like
the way, I like it. In the mortal words of Casey and the Sunshine Band.
That's right.
So what we're gonna do, Mrs. Farmer, is we're gonna make us a snack because we got a great dish coming up. Don't we really?
We do.
I mean, ooh,
yes.
It's just absolutely fabulous. So I'm gonna set this aside. Again, this is not very fatty bacon. It's
almost like little pieces of ham,
it
isn't
is,
it? It looks delicious.
It's beautiful. So we're gonna make us a dip, Mrs. Farmer, for a snack to hold us over while we're doing a crock pot recipe tonight. Now, everybody loves their crock pot. We recently, if you've been watching, as you know, made lard, Mrs. Farmer. If you put just a little bit of lard in here, I'm gonna leave all that bacon stuff in here, but just
I'm only gonna share a little bit. How much you need?
Oh, give me more than that.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. That's
I can spare it.
And Mrs. Farmer, you'd be glad to know that we do have some other dessert tonight. I did not eat all the pickled pig's feet, so there's a few left if you would like some of that.
I wrapped that up as a gift and gave it away. I am so sorry. I gave it to Kelly.
Kelly?
Yeah.
I don't quite believe that. I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna take some onions. I'm gonna turn this back on.
How much you need?
Just chop some onions. About a quarter of an onion. So I like yellow sweet onions. No, I love yellow sweet onions.
You do.
And we're gonna put, I don't know, a quarter of an onion in here.
Is that good?
That's perfect. We're gonna put that in this bacon grease. Oh my goodness, you smell that?
I do, I love it.
We're just gonna saute that in that bacon grease. Then we're gonna take 8 ounces of Neufchâtel cheese.
I love that cheese.
That's one of the oldest cheeses in the world. Did you know that?
I did not.
That's from a region in Normandy, France. And the actual French Neufchâtel is much more dense than the American Neufchâtel. And it looks a lot like cream cheese, but you know what? It's got 1/3 less fat. 1872, this cat named William Lawrence decided he was gonna make cream cheese. So he basically added cream to the Neufchâtel, and then we had cream cheese.
Really? Interesting.
How
Very
about that?
interesting. Yeah.
All right, these are beautiful.
Yes.
These are nice and brown. I don't want them to get any browner, so I'm turning those off. And we're gonna take that and put in with the cheese, 8 ounces of Neufchâtel.
Neufchâtel.
I would like to visit that region of Normandy someday. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take some lump crab, and we're gonna take about the same amount as we've got of the cheese there. And I'm gonna probably hand this to you here in a minute.
All right.
I'm gonna scoop this in here. This is a crab bacon dip.
I like that.
Can you dig it? Here, we're gonna put a little bit of mayonnaise in it, about a ½ cup. And Ms. Farmer, if you'll take that bacon and cut that up in little small pieces, we'll add to this as well. I'm gonna also take some dried chives and put in here. And of course, some cherry pepper. It's just my favorite. We had the kids over the other night, and we put that cherry pepper on the steak, and they really noticed the difference.
That's good.
Wonderful. All right, now what we're gonna do right here is we're gonna take some lime juice.
Ooh, that's gonna be good.
There's our bacon. Now, Ms. Farmer, I'm gonna hand this to you. All
right.
You wanna really give that a good mix.
I will.
So now what we're gonna do is take a little Parmesan, put on top of that. I'll just reach in here, Ms. Farmer.
Right.
A little bit on top.
Yum.
You know what else we're gonna do?
What?
Can't stop me, I'm out of control. I'm gonna put some crackers on the top of that.
That'd be good.
You know what else we could do, Miss Farmer, if you
What?
want to?
What can we do?
We could drizzle a little butter over top of that.
Maybe a couple pats of butter on there.
Could do that.
All right, I'll do that for you.
The kitchen is smelling mighty nice. Now we
Yes,
got
it
something
is.
going in the crock pot, which we'll show you in just a little bit. It's just fantastic.
Oh, it is.
And it's
Delicious.
kind of healthy.
It is kind of healthy.
It's actually quite healthy. It depends on how far you go in one direction.
Right,
We'll explain
right.
that in a little bit. But here is our dip that's getting ready to go in the oven. It's almost preheated. 350, about a half hour. Okay. Gets nice and bubbly.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on it because this is kind of shallow. This is a bigger dish than we probably should have used, but there you go, Miss Farmer.
All right.
Miss Farmer, look at that bacon.
It smells good too. I can
Oh,
smell
doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now I did that with hickory.
Okay.
I like my bacon hickory smoked. That's me. You might like apple, whatever, but I like hickory. Now I used to cold smoke it for several hours, but now I put a little heat on it. I get it up to about 140, 160 degrees because we're gonna eat that bacon within a week. And we pull it out, fry it right up, and it lasts about a week in the refrigerator. If we wanted to, like I talked about earlier, we could take that bacon and freeze it, seal it up, freeze it once you've smoked it. Pull it out, thaw it out, cut it, eat it.
Yum.
Can you dig it?
Yum, Papa.
You want to hear some facts about bacon?
I do.
Been around a long time, Miss Farmer. Chinese started cooking pork bellies 3,000 years ago, salted pork bellies. The word bacon itself comes from a German word, Bach, which means the back of the pig. In the 12th century, Nicki, in the Church of England, they offered a side of bacon for any man who wouldn't quarrel with his wife for a year and a day. That's where the phrase came from, that you're widely admired if you were bringing home the bacon.
Oh,
And it
okay.
wasn't about bringing money home, it was about not arguing with your wife. We never argue, do we?
Never.
Except for Wednesdays and Thursdays.
That's right.
Sometimes Fridays. So let's clean this up, Mrs. Farmer, and when we come back, we're gonna start our new recipe, our crockpot recipe. Oh my. We'll be back in a second. If you're in the mood for Italian, but you don't want pasta, say you don't want a real heavy carbish,
Right.
dishish, thingish,
Yes.
here's what I would do. Now, first of all, here's some of our pork and our burger. So what we're gonna do is take a pound of each. Pound of our pork, pound of our beef. We're gonna take that and we're gonna make a nice little cabbage wrap. We're gonna season these up real nicely. We'll show you how to do that in a minute. But first of all, you gotta core the cabbage and get it ready.
That's right, because we want to get this boiling so we can have nice pieces to wrap.
Now, if I had a name for this dish, I would probably call it Sweet Basil Tomato Sauce with Cabbage Rolls. Cabbage Rolls, Italian Cabbage Rolls with Sweet Basil Tomato Sauce.
It's a big name, but
There
I
it
like
is.
I like it.
That's exactly what I'd call it. Now, Nicki, when I met her, was making something called Glumpkies. Now, cabbage rolls are made by different people and they do different things. Now, that's a great dish that they make a lot up in Michigan.
Right.
For parties and
Oh,
things
yeah.
like that.
But you added a twist. I like your twist.
You make those a lot of times with venison and put rice on it.
I do. Love to cook
Very
all day.
good. This is a little bit different from that.
All right, and we're just gonna let this boil, and I'm gonna pull these, as you're cooking, I'm gonna pull these leaves off as they get hot and just kind of keep spinning this.
All right, now, first of all, let's flavor our meat. And this really is a sweet sauce with the sweet basil, sweet yellow onion. It is just absolutely wonderful. I like to put fennel in it. To me, fennel brings a nice sweetness, and the basil itself, some sweet basil. It has a wonderful taste. We're gonna take our 2 pounds ground pork and beef, and I'm gonna add, and you know what, Ms. Farmer, I've never measured this.
That's why it's so
Never, ever
good. That's why it's so
measured
good.
this. If you will take me about a half of that onion, we're gonna take that and we're gonna put that in with that. We're gonna chop those up real
Get my
fine.
chopper.
We want to chop those up real fine because I don't want it to overwhelm this. Now remember, this is going to be cooking over several hours. Now we're going to put it on high because we're going to be around here and can check on it.
Right.
It's going to take about 6-7 hours the way we're cooking it. So I'm going to put, first of all, some Italian breadcrumbs. Let's go 3 tablespoons, and I bet you we'll need more than that. How much basil do we want?
How much?
A bunch.
A bunch? Okay.
Whole lot. Now, you know what? This is going to sound like a bunch, but this flavor, this sweet flavor, is going to be all through this. Here's, yes, a tablespoon. You know what, Ms. Farmer? I'm
A little
gonna
bit
go
more?
A little bit more. Then on top of that one, I'm going to put basil.
Yes.
Basil pesto. You've seen us make basil pesto before. What's in basil pesto, Ms. Farmer? It's fresh basil, the way we make it, fresh oregano, it's garlic, and it's olive oil, and you just mix that all up in your chopper.
So good.
And then you're good to go. This is gonna have some nice garlic taste as well, so we don't have to put that much garlic. Let's see, there's some 1 tablespoon, Mrs. Farmer,
Ready?
at least.
And I'm
Yeah,
peeling
remember-
these off as you go. Is that all right?
As I go,
All right.
perfect. Now again, the pesto itself has oregano, more sweet basil, garlic, and olive oil. Now I love fennel seed. This is up to you, but I love the taste of fennel seed. Then I'm gonna come back with just a little bit of salt. I don't wanna overdo it. I'm gonna put a couple dashes. And I always use kosher salt. I just like kosher salt. And then I'm gonna come back with some pepper. A good dash.
That smells good already.
Doesn't it
All
though?
your spices, yeah.
Mrs. Farmer, when you get a minute,
Want me to stir that up for you?
I'll have you stir that up.
All right, you got everything in there?
Put an egg in there.
I got an egg.
Now that egg will bind everything together and make it beautiful, wonderful. These will cook. These little cabbages will cook this little package of meat into perfection. And then you just dole your sauce on top of that.
Yum.
And then you take some cheese and put on top of that. And
then
you
we got
something
dinner.
Good.
All right, I'm gonna steal this over here and mix it up for you.
Okay, in a minute I'm going to start the Italian sweet basil tomato sauce. You like the sound of that?
I do. Do you see my mountain of cabbage over here?
You know what? If you can find a CSA in your neighborhood, community supported agriculture, this is organic. We know where it came from. We know who grew it. It's a wonderful thing if you can find one in your area. We use that a lot. It's like a little Christmas present every week.
I think I got enough.
Think you got enough?
I think I
Good to
got
go?
enough, yep.
All right, now I'll tell you what we need to do right now, Ms. Farmer. Looks like our dip is done. Our crab dip is done. So if you can grab something. Listen to the sizzle, Mrs. Farmer. I'm gonna put a little mozzarella on there. I'm gonna come back with a little bit of parsley and just a little bit of chives. You ready to try it?
I am
I'll let
ready.
it cool down a little bit because I don't want to burn our faces off.
Yeah, I don't
We
want
need
to-
our faces for the rest of the show.
Exactly.
Ms. Farmer, you go first.
All right, I already stole a cracker.
It's really good. Man, I like me some crab dip. Crab bacon dip.
That is good. That cheese is so good. It tastes unique. It's different. I like that a lot. Isn't that good? Wow. Might need another one.
I believe I could eat all that.
I know you could. I bet you could too.
Oh,
Wow.
now if you're having trouble finding crab or you don't want to go the expense of buying lump crab, you can use the fake crab. But man, oh man, that's really, really, really good.
Wow.
Will I get you by?
That'll get me by.
I tell you what we'll do. Let's set this right here so it's within reach.
Okay.
So if we need a snack to carry
got
on,
that.
we'll have it right there.
Hey.
Now we're going to begin our sauce for our Italian sweet basil cabbage roll and tomato sauce. I'm going to have to shorten that.
I'll never remember that.
I'll have to
name,
shorten that.
But I love it.
All right, that's where we're going. Yum. All right, Ms. Farmer, I'm looking around here. We've got our cabbage leaves ready.
We
our
do.
meat's mixed up. Now we're going to start our sauce that we're going to cook this on all day. So we're going to start, Mrs. Farmer, with a little olive oil.
Okay.
And if you'll chop me up a shallot, and I'm going to need 3 or 4 cloves of garlic,
I got a shallot and half of this.
a little bit of onion. We just got cabbage, oodles of cabbage.
Right,
We already
from
had
that,
a head,
yes.
and then we got some more. So we knew we had to do something with cabbage. We have our pork, we have our beef. So we thought today, actually it was your idea. She said, why don't you make me some Italian?
Yeah.
I said, well, we'll do this. So I've never measured that before, so I hope you got the idea of what we put in the meat.
All right.
All right,
Want that in?
our oil is at temperature. Yes, we're good to go. If you over brown your garlic, if you overheat it, over saute it, it's gonna have a strong taste. I don't want that. All right, now I'm gonna push this over to the side, Ms. Farmer. If you'll press me some garlic right in this little empty
I'll do
spot.
it.
Beautiful, wonderful.
Good.
Yep. That'll do it. Now this is gonna be cooking for a while, so I'm not gonna overdo it here. In fact, I'm gonna turn that down. So next, more basil pesto.
Yummy.
I would say that's a probably heaping teaspoon. Now this is gonna pop and crack. I'm gonna pour just a little bit of red wine in here. Let that reduce down just a little bit. That smells
That smells heavenly.
beautiful, wonderful. We're gonna come back with our tomatoes,
That we can.
1 quart.
Yes.
And here's 1 can of tomato sauce. And then if you'll dip that out.
This is a whole can of paste.
Can of paste. Now, that in itself is kind of beautiful.
Yes, it is. It smells
I'm gonna
delicious.
turn that up a little bit. Let that get going. I'm not going to cook this too much. I'm just going to let it get acquainted. Then I'm going to come back with some more dried basil. When I
love
said
basil.
it was sweet basil, I wasn't kidding
I love
around.
basil.
So I'm going to come back with some sweet basil. That's probably about a tablespoon and a half. Okay, then we're going to come back with some fennel seed. I love it. I love it. That's probably a teaspoon.
That's your new favorite ingredient.
Oh, and any kind of
Look at
tomato
this,
sauce. I love that fennel flavor. They won't be as hard once they've cooked for about 6-7 hours.
Yeah.
If you want to cut the acid just a little bit and give it a sweeter taste, if you put sugar in this, it makes it beautiful.
I think you should.
It makes it
We
wonderful.
can have some sugar.
I like sweet. Some
like
people
sugar.
may not. I like just a little bit of sugar to cut that acid. I'm just going to put a tiny bit. So we're getting to the point.
We're getting ready to build some cabbage rolls.
Now we cooked one pot for you guys because it's, you know, it's an all-day thing.
Right.
So if y'all want to get over here, what, next half hour?
That's right. We got food.
You need to hurry because they're still hot. We got to cook one now for us tomorrow. Now the sauce is ready. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. There's no reason to cook it anymore because it's
turn
going
it
to be cooking all day long. We're going to clean some of this mess up, have some more crackers and dip, and when we come back, we'll have the crock pot ready to show you how to build this thing. What do you call this?
I already forgot. It's too big of a name. It's Italian.
Sweet basil tomato sauce with cabbage rolls.
How about Italian cabbage rolls?
There you go. I like
Okay.
that. Much better, Mrs. Farmer.
All right.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and start. I'll be your sauce man.
All right. Be a little sauce.
And you tell me when.
And see how when I cook these just enough to pull. See how they're not going to break. They're not fully cooked. Just enough so I can roll stuff.
Is that enough in the bottom?
Yes, perfect. And I'm just going to take little balls. And I think I have about, I don't know how many of those I have, and put one in there. And we're going to make little packages here.
Cabbage rolls.
Get your little package.
This is a beautiful recipe.
Yes, it is. You can,
She always does this part.
you can make them as big and little as you want. Oh, they're so good.
You're amazing with your little cabbage
My little
packages.
cabbage rolls. All right.
So now, if you look at these little balls of meat, they're all seasoned. They're all like their own little meatball already. They're going to have some great flavor. They're going to have an Italian flavor with all the stuff we put in them.
And they cook with the cabbage and the juice.
And
yeah.
the sweet basil Italian sauce. Oh, beautiful.
So good. All right, I kind of filled the bottom. We got 7 here. If you want to put a little sauce on there.
Sauce?
Yeah, we'll do a layer here.
I'm a saucier.
You just sauce it up. We're going to build some more until we have the end.
Say when.
A little bit more.
That smells good. Now, the kitchen smelled like this all day because
Oh,
you know we're
yeah.
cooking a batch behind us right now. A little bit more?
A little bit, and that'll be good. And then we're going to do
All
another row
this?
here. Yes, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Another row.
Oh, I can't wait.
And we like to cook these at least 6 to 8 hours probably on high. Or you can go all day on low if you wanted to get them going when you go to work. Let them go all day.
Now, we were around the house today so we could come in and check them if
Yeah.
we needed to.
Looks like I got just 2 more. And it depends on your size of cabbage. We're going to have a little extra meat, so maybe we'll make some more tomorrow. How's that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's ready for more.
Just load it up.
Load it up.
Years ago, I think it was in our first year, which would have been 2012, we had a little contest to see if somebody wanted to be on. And we had a lady come on. She won the contest and she wanted to make her peanut brittle. You know, that thing has been viewed millions of times on various places. But you know, that was with the microwave. And since I've got the metal plates in my head, we can't use the microwave
That's
anymore.
right.
Because I start channeling Elvis.
That's right.
Every time it goes off.
I
So
like
I
that, though.
can't do that. So we really don't use a microwave.
We don't.
So we're going to use the stove to make traditional peanut brittle.
That's right.
Now, Nicki went crazy the other day, and we had bacon.
We did.
So she made bacon. Tell us what you made.
I made bacon and I bought roasted cashews. So I put that in it. I made that.
It's good.
Yes. And then we made some with just regular cashews.
Yep.
And you like peanuts. So tonight we're going to make peanut.
Now, making candy is extremely difficult.
Right, it is.
Because you have to pay attention to temperatures. If you are 5 degrees up or
Right.
down, you got a mess.
It's an art.
So this is ready to go.
We're going to put that in the
So we
crock pot.
put that in there?
I'm going to put that on high. We're going to watch it. And you could put it on low all day for 12 hours. We're going to put it on high for 6 to 8 hours.
Now, when we pull these out, we'll set them on a plate, put a little mozzarella cheese on them, a little. Ooh,
Delicious, delicious.
All right. right, tell me what to do.
All right,
Miss
this is
Farmer.
just like pure sugar. We're gonna start, and I'm gonna put my first 3 ingredients, and this is the easy part. We can relax. There's a cup of sugar,
All right.
half a cup of water,
All right.
and I have half a cup of the light corn
Evil corn
It's
syrup.
delicious. It's good for pecan pies. You can go ahead and turn that burner on. Put on a medium, and we're gonna
Medium?
yes. And we're gonna go ahead and let this dissolve till it looks clear, and it's gonna start to boil, and then that's when it gets touchy. My Aunt Katie would make candy every Christmas. Do you remember the candy, the
hard
color?
candy, the color candy?
Yes, with powdered sugar. Oh, I need to make some of that. It was the best ever. She had it sitting around the house in little containers, and I would eat so much of that.
Do you remember, I remember going to church and the little old ladies would bring in these homemade candies. And there were chocolate ones and there were pink ones. It was kind of like a covered chocolate with,
Oh, yeah.
with coconut in it. Do you remember those?
Yes, that's
All of it was homemade. I'm telling you, I
Yummy
love
stuff.
Christmas.
all right. It's looking kind of good. See how the edges? We're getting a little bit of some bubbles on there, and it looks like it's pretty much dissolved to me. Now we're going to turn this up to high. See how it's starting to boil? And this is when we watch. We want
All right.
290. When it hits 290, that's when I'm going to ask you to help me out. We're going to turn it off
All right.
and stir. We got to get this. It all has to move quick. All right, you're in charge of watching.
All of a sudden, it's there.
All right, we're
It's
there. Okay, we're
Just
there.
boom, just like that.
All right, ready?
What do I do?
Put the butter.
Butter now?
Butter. Yep.
Now?
Yes, butter.
All right.
All right. And go ahead. Put everything in. Yep.
vanilla?
Vanilla.
Don't mess it up.
Baking soda. Go ahead.
Baking soda?
Yep. It's gonna bubble a little.
All right, all right.
Go ahead and put those peanuts in.
Peanuts?
Yep.
That's too much pressure.
I know you're doing
All
good.
of these?
You're doing every bit of
All
it.
these?
Yep. See how it's getting real thick all of a sudden?
Oh, I'm scared.
All right. This is it.
Just like that?
Yes. You did good. I mean, we did good. It's hard. It's not that easy.
That was really crazy.
Yes.
Okay, I got to admit, I dumped everything too late. And
No, you were good.
Oh,
You
was
were
I good?
yeah, you were good. I didn't get it out quick enough. It's a fast
This is
thing.
quick. I mean,
Yes.
you got to get it right. Okay, let's set that aside.
It's gonna be just fine. It looks beautiful to me.
stressful.
gotta
I
set-
can't take it. We'll set it aside. Let the stress
That's right.
go down just a little bit, and have some sweet basil tomato
Italian cabbage.
Italian cabbage
Okay.
rolls. Exactly.
Whew, you did good.
I passed sugar class. The kitchen's a mess,
Yes, it is.
but it smells good.
It does.
It smells real good. Look here. Watch this.
Oh, yum. That's been going a little over 8 hours, hasn't
Over
it?
8 hours. Now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna dig in here and get us one. I'm gonna get me one, and I'm gonna get you one.
All right. And they fall apart. They're delicious.
Now that's a neat little package right there. I'm gonna go ahead and put it. I know we're gonna eat this all.
You know, you can eat on this for days. It gets better as
Oh,
it
yeah.
sits too. You can just heat them back up.
Now
Oh,
what
wow.
I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get me some Parmesan cheese right there. Look at that, Miss Farmer.
That looks delicious.
Oh, I tell you what. It's funny, I can take a bite 3 times the size you normally do. Because I'm a big old boy. How is it? Is it really, really hot?
It's hot, but it's delicious. That's really good. You outdid yourself. Very good.
You know, it's funny how you can take a recipe and kind of turn it into something else. I'm going to give you credit for the idea with the Glumpkies, but we turned it into a more of an Italian dish. I'm going to get the fire out of that in a minute. We're going to have to check your peanut brittle here in just a second.
We'll bring it back and let's eat this first.
Oh, it's good. I didn't realize how intense that was. And towards the last there, you're saying, hurry, put that in, hurry. I didn't realize that when it's coming out of the pan, it's already setting up.
It's okay. We did good.
So I was a little bit behind, so the peanuts kind of ended up in the middle.
But that's good. That's the peanutty part. It's fine.
But here's the amazing part. This is less than 10 minutes. And look, she puts it on this parchment paper. No stickage.
You ready?
Go ahead. Oh, I love this stuff.
You want big pieces or little pieces? That's kind of fun, isn't it? Break
It
it.
is fun. And it kind of does its own thing when you break it. Look at there.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Oh,
Look how much
Are you
peanut brittle we
kidding
have.
me?
I
I'm
love
gonna take this little piece right here. It's loaded.
Okay.
Look at that. It's beautiful.
What do you think? Good job.
I love it.
Good job, mister.
Remember at Christmas time? Oh, that's fantastic. You tired?
I am exhausted. That's
was
a
a
lot
busy
of work.
day in the
Yes,
kitchen.
it was.
We did a lot of recipes and got a lot to eat tonight. Look at this. Look how much. I gotta eat this tonight.
All of it?
Think I can pull it off?
Don't do it.
If you want to find these recipes, where would you find them, Ms. Farmer?
I go to timfarmerscountryKitchen.com.
And sometimes when I think, how much did I put in there? I actually go there myself. And Mrs. Farmer, lots of people want to get on our Facebook page, but it's a step-by-step laborious process.
It is.
How in the world do you do it?
You hit like.
Oh wait, that's the easy.
Right,
That's
that's
pretty easy.
pretty
that's
easy.
right. Now, believe it or not, a half hour has flown by, so
It
Mr.
has.
Farmer. It's time to tell our friends out there it's all about
Good times
good friends.
and good eats.
We'll see you next week on Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen. We have been catering for a lot of years, and I wanted everything to have a specific taste. Therefore, I had to come up with my own products.
Right.
A dry rub, chow chow, and our barbecue sauce are something that we use in all our catering gigs. I developed this barbecue sauce that is not the really thick, syrupy stuff that you get. This has more of a natural, it's got some pepper and onion flavor in it. You can actually see the particulates in there. You know, a lot of people are asking what we use our dry rub on. Now, obviously, pork and chicken are two of the more common things. Also, we've been using on our corn on the cob with butter.
That is.
I'm telling you, this
That's
stuff
wonderful.
with potatoes is fantastic. So 40 years in the making, Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen Dry Rub.